This is the new MG4, and we're going to find out if buying one of these is a little bit like shopping at the budget supermarkets, Lidl and Aldi. Now, some people might scoff at them and think, oh, the produce is not very nice, it's cheap. But actually, those in the know it's not only better value, it's actually rather tasty and sometimes better than the mainstream offerings. We're going to find out if that's the case with this MG. Don't need these bags anymore, because I'm going to talk you through the exterior design, show you the inside, you can see how practical it is. We're going to try its technology, take it for a drive, and of course, I'm going to launch it to see how quick this car is from 0 to 60 miles an hour, because I'm Matt Watson and you're watching CarWow. And if you want to be kept up to date with all the latest car review videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way, you won't miss a single upload. Buy, sell, CarWow. Let's start by talking about the design of this MG, because it does not look budget in any way, shape or form. Really, really like it, especially this part here, this sort of lighty, spoilery bit. Reminds me a bit of what they do with the Toyota Yaris, but they've upped the ante a bit. It's so clever. Now, if you have the range topping trophy version, you get a light bar in there. If you have the SE model, it doesn't have the light bar, but other than that, it looks very similar. Another thing that you don't get on the SE, which you do on the trophy, these cool roof spoilers. They sort of remind me of those that you get on the new Lotus EV SUV, which is worth over £100,000. Yeah, looks great from the rear. Same story down the side, really smart looking. Now you get 17-inch alloys as standard, and you might be thinking, wait a minute, Matt, they're plastic, and indeed they are, but I think they're doing the same thing that Tesla do, where you can remove the aero cover to reveal the alloy wheel beneath. Doesn't quite look as good though, does it? I'll put that back on later. Moving down the side, you've got these beautiful creases in the bodywork. On the trophy, you get blacked out privacy glass on the rear windows. You also get a black roof, whereas the SE just has normal body coloured roof. The rest of it, though, is identical whether you have SE or trophy. Well, apart from the fact the trophy gets these daytime running lights, which are separate here. From the front, though, this is the best angle of this car. Look at it with the crease in the bonnet, the extended splitter there. Really cool looking light design. They have smashed it with this car, absolutely smashed it. And then there's the price, starts from £26,000, which is pretty blooming good for an electric car, especially one that looks as good as this. Now you can actually save a bit of money on one if you buy it through CarWow. Currently there's a saving of around £300. And if you're thinking about buying this car or another car and you want to check out the pricing and the offers that are available, make sure you go to CarWow to check that out. Now if you want to do that, it's just dead simple. Just simply Google "help me CarWow, and my team and I help you choose the right car for you and get it for a fair price from one of our trusted dealers. I really like the inside of this MG as well. The design of the dash, the way you've got the big screen there, another fair size screen for the driver. You've also got this segment that like pops out, which has your gear select mode there as well. All very good. Love the design of the steering wheel. The two-spoke design, it's really cool. Then there's the quality. So you've got squidginess on the dash, and you might be thinking, well, who needs that? You don't touch that, right? But actually, if you look here, you can see that it's squidgy there on the dash, but not on the door tops. And you can see that it just looks squidgy and higher quality. Can you see that? Yeah, that's my point. Now, most of the things that you touch, though, are of high quality. So like the feel of the door handle, yeah, the window switches, the switches and buttons on the steering wheel, the levers here, look, nicely damped. All feel good. Hope that's not an automatic now. The drive select button there, look, lovely. These cubby covers feel solid, and look at this doesn't just flop down, it's solid and damped. So too is the glove box. That's all very good. The only bits that are a little bit cheap are these buttons here on the infotainment screen. The plastic there just looks like they're from a prototype, not an actual production car. Same down here, some of the plastics down here are a little bit nasty. But overall, I think the interior quality and the design in this is better than a Volkswagen ID3. Now let's move on to some of the practicality features. So I've already said, look, you've got some good storage there. There's a net there for your phone. Plenty of space under here. You've got your cup holder area there. You've got big door bins here. You've got a reasonable sized glove box as well. There's a place for your glasses there, and it's padded on the inside. The only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about is there's no light for the vanity mirror. How can I check myself out when it's dark? As for the driving position, there is a lot of adjustment in the steering wheel for reach. That is important, that is. There's plenty of up and down action as well. And you can get the seat high enough. And because the bonnet tapers away like that, you really do get a good view forward. Let me just get that back down. Anything else you need to know? Yeah, the infotainment system. So the screen, it's not the most responsive. Look at that, the lag on that. And the display is quite clear. Entry-level versions do not have satellite navigation. But it doesn't matter, because you're just going to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, though neither are wireless. Then there's the main driver's display, and you can control quite a lot of the functions using these buttons here like that. All very good if you ask me. Here in the back seats, it's pretty good, you know. There's a decent amount of headroom thanks to these cutouts. Knee room is all right. Foot space is adequate, though you can't really slide your feet underneath the chairs in front. It's a bit of a shame because you sort of want to be able to do that because the seat is pretty close to the floor, which means that you don't have much under thigh support then. You sort of want to be able to just stretch out. And this weird flappy bit here. It's like it's wearing a skirt. I don't know why the seat is wearing a skirt. Anyhow, the floor is almost completely flat. There is a bit of a hump there, but if you're carrying 3 people in the back at once, because this area is recessed for this little cubby, there's a decent amount of space for your feet in the middle part like that. And if you do carry 3 in the back at once, it's okay. The only real issue is the fact that it's not that wide a car, so there's not much shoulder space if you want to try and carry 3 adults at once, but they can do shorter distances. In terms of other areas of practicality in here, there is no armrest. However, I'm going to forgive this car because there are lots of other practicality features. So as well as your pockets on the seat backs, you get these extra little pockets there which are perfect for your mobile phone. It's just a shame there's only one USB charging port here in the back, but there is a little cubby there where you can put your phone while it's charging. There are some door bins here in the back, but they're not quite as big as in the front. Look, you can't fit one of these bottles in there. It's a bit annoying. Also, quality isn't quite as good back here. So on the door panels here in the front, you've got soft, squidgy, yielding, pleasing material. Whereas here in the back, it's just scratchy plastics. Though that's the same story with most of this car's competitors anyway. And I like this. Rear windows go all the way down. They're down in every single hatchback. Finally, if you need to carry a baby in here, it's dead easy to fit a child seat. I really like what they've done with the ISOFIX anchor covers. Normally they're a faff to get at, and you have to snap off some covers, but no, you just pull down this flap and then they're easy to get to. And the rear doors open wide enough and there's enough space back here that it makes it dead easy for fitting a big, bulky rear-facing child seat. So it's a win in terms of the practicality for this kind of car. Now let's check out the boot. So the load capacity on this MG4 is 363 litres, which is similar in size to a Cupra Born, though about 20% less than you get in the boot of a Nissan Leaf. Still, it's a nice square shape. There's no low lip, so you can slide things in and out dead easy. And underneath here, there's a nice space to store your cables and stuff like that. There's not really many tie-down points, just one little hooky area there. No 12-volt socket. Let me just try one more thing though. Look. At least when you fold down the rear seats, look, they do lie completely flat, so it's easy to slide things to the front. Speaking of the front, being an electric car, there's clearly an internal combustion engine under there, so we have a front boot, right? Perfect place for just, you know, keeping your shopping. No, they've made no use of this space at all. Anyway, that brings us on to 5 annoying things about the MG4. The way this section of the car with the gear selector sticks out over the cup holders makes it hard when you're driving to actually put things in the cup holder like that, you see, and then to get it out. Oh, it's a nightmare. There's no runners or guides for the rear seat belts, so the inevitable happens, yes. When you fold down the seats, that happens like that, and then that happens like that, and it's all just bad things that happen. There are no grab handles anywhere in the car. So if you've got one of those passengers that likes to hold on while you're going down a twisty road for added security, they're just going to have to dig their nails into the dash. While it looks like the parcel shelf may fit underneath the false floor, it's effectively a puzzle that you never can quite solve. Yeah, no matter how hard you try, it ain't going to happen. And you know what that means? MG think they've been really clever by having a pad for your mobile phone there, but with holes just at either edge where you can take your cable through and then plug them in if you need to into the actual USB sockets down below here. Slight issue is that you ain't going to fit any cables through there, because look, this is about as thin as a cable gets, the iPhone cable. It's a load of bollocks. Thankfully, this car has plenty of cool features to help make up for all this. Here's 5. The top specification car comes with a 360-degree camera, and you can change the view from the front, the driver's side, the rear, and the passenger side. It's cool. Like with the Hyundai Ioniq 5, you get something called vehicle to load, and it allows you to use the car's battery to actually run household electrical appliances such as kettles, microwaves, and of course to charge your computer. Unlike with the Hyundai, the system is standard on the MG. You don't have to pay any extra for it, though for some reason MG's press office forgot to give us the adapter to run the system, and This doesn't seem to fit. You get the idea though. All models get MG Pilot, which is a clever cruise control system. So it'll use a radar to keep you a safe distance from the car in front, so you don't have to keep on accelerating and braking on the motorway. It also includes a lane keeping assist, so the car will automatically steer to keep you in lane as well. I need to say something then and forgot to. Anyway, you get the idea. Get out of here. Just like with Kia, MG offer a 7-year warranty, which is the second best in the industry after Toyota's 5+5-year warranty. The front seats have a quick release system for the backrest, not like a normal kind of slow to operate ratchet system you get on quite a lot of European cars. So you just pull a lever and sleep mode. Oh, actually no, look, I'm wide awake, let's go. There is one slight problem though. If you have the range topping version of this car, you then get an electrically operated driver's seat, and it doesn't have the quick release system, which I really like. You can get the MG4 with 2 battery choices. So there's the 51 kilowatt hour battery that'll give you a range of 218 miles. That comes with the 170 horsepower motor. Then there's the 61 kilowatt hour battery pack, which will give you a range of 281 miles, and that car gets a 203 horsepower motor. Both cars are rear wheel drive. In terms of charging, the smaller battery model will charge at a rate of up to 117 kilowatts. The bigger battery will charge at a rate of 135 kilowatts on DC charging. Both cars though, when you're charging at home on a wall box, can only charge at a maximum of 7 kilowatts. That means it's going to take you about 9 hours to charge the car up. Now you can actually get the MG with 2 trim choices. There's the SE or this Trophy. So bearing in mind the different battery packs and the trim choices, which one is the pick of the range? Well, what I'm going to do now is actually configure my favourite MG combination using the CarWow configurator. If you want to see what that car is, click on the pop-out banner up there or follow the link in the description below to go check it out and to see whatever savings are available at the moment on this car through CarWow. Right then, let's see what this little MG is like to drive. I'm going to start off in town. And the suspension, so going over these bumpy bits here, does a good job. Good over speed humps as well. It's pretty soft, this suspension, so those bigger bumps, it irons them out well. Is the turning circle fine? So I've got myself into a bit of a pickle here. Let's see if we can let this person out. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, that's right, yeah. So turning circle, it's 10.7 meters. Can I make it round in one go? Slightly more turning circle than a Volkswagen ID3, but not by all that much. So I should be able to make this round. Yeah, look, that's perfectly good for town driving. I tell you what's also perfectly good for town driving, the steering weight. So I've actually got it in its medium setting, which I think is light enough. You can have it even lighter and then you can like basically turn it just by blowing on it. A bit too light then. One problem that you do have is the visibility though. The back window isn't the largest. The worst thing, the huge pillars, massive blind spot. So when you're pulling out junctions looking over your shoulder like that, it's a bit of an issue. This pillar is also pretty thick, which causes a bit of a blind spot. Though it's not terrible. The door mirrors are in a good position and big enough. Yeah, it's pretty good, this thing around town. If only it had one pedal driving. So you lift off the accelerator and even in the strongest regen mode, you always creep forward a bit. Good news is though, the brakes, they're not too grabby like they are in some other electric cars. That's a good thing. Now let's see what this car is like on the motorway. So I'm cruising at about 40 miles an hour. I'm going to overtake. Does it pick up to motorway speeds pretty well? Let's have a look. There's your 70. So actually, that's fairly swift. I'm quite impressed by that. It's nippy enough, this car, whether you're in town or you're on the motorway. And when you're cruising at speed, it's not quite as quiet as some of the competition, like a Cupra Born. You get a bit of wind noise from up here, but it's not bad. It's a phrase I'm using a lot with this car, not bad. And that all relates to the price. The price difference to the cars I've mentioned, the ID3, the Cupra Born, I'm not feeling the price difference all that much. Yeah, they feel that little bit nicer to drive, a little bit more expensive, but not by the amount of the difference in price. What about the efficiency though? Well, let me just have a quick look on the trick computer. So, it is saying 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour, which when you multiply it by the battery capacity of 61 kilowatt hours, that's a real world range of about 232 miles. That's pretty good. Finally then, let's see how the little MG copes on a twisty road. So I've got my settings, the motor in sport, I've got the energy recovery in weak, so it basically just rolls through the corners. That feels weird. Let's go into medium. Let's see if it feels like normal. It's so hard to do when you're bloody driving. This is just so bad. No, No. When you think about Porsches, yeah, I know they're loads more expensive, but the way they have the controls for the modes is on the steering wheel, and now I'm slowing down to try and get to the modes I want. Where the bloody hell is it? Where is it? There it is. Medium engine recovery, and that'll feel, yeah, when I lift off the accelerator, like a normal petrol car when you lift off the accelerator, which is better for sporty driving. It's just more natural. Yeah, this road is quite bumpy and the suspension is doing a decent job. Okay, here comes some corners. What's the MG going to do? Don't let me down, little car. We're going into here quite quickly. Oh, actually, do you know what? This is all right, this is. You've got the motor driving the rear wheel, so you've got a rear wheel drive car. Pitch it into a turn, it grips pretty well, doesn't lean too much, and then you can accelerate out and you get that nice sensation of being pushed out of the bends. And because the motor is reasonably responsive, it makes the car feel quite sporty. This is a lot better than I imagined it would be. I'm wondering, like, why are you going to pay extra for some of this car's competitors? I'm just not sure. MG says this car did 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds, but the CarWow specialist timing gear will reveal the actual truth. Let's do it. Launch time. Warp speed. Not quite, but faster than they say. 0 to 60, 7.1 seconds. This car just continues to amaze me. Amazed. So then, what's my final verdict on the new MG4? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should just go right ahead and buy the new MG4. It's a great car and the best value electric car you can buy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. I'd appreciate that. Also, let me know if you agree with my verdict by voting in our pinned comment. If you want to watch some more videos, you just click on those windows. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel by hitting that box there. Come on, do it. Thanks for watching.